it's like forgiveness is really such um, a personal thing because it takes us to a place that we not only don't recognize, we don't realize that it's there. So, but it's also the lifting up of our soul when we learn to forgive. And of course, we start by thinking, I'm forgiving you for what you did. But then, of course, the Course tells us that, I have to realize my brother never did anything. Okay. And that I have to understand that the one in front of me is totally and completely innocent and never did any trespassing to me. And now who's left in the room? Well, it has to be me. So at this point, for me, it's not as much about continuing the forgiving, but not gathering any more grievances, or as I call them, a grief fence, because that's what it is. It's a fence now that I'm going to put around me and hold me in. But of course, the thing with the fence is it keeps everyone else out,
Right.
you know. So it's the second part, or maybe even the first part of forgiveness, is not to really need it because I'm going to stop my judgment. Without judgment, there's no need for forgiveness, which is why God doesn't forgive us because God has never judged us. So I need to get to that same point. That's why if from the Course says, if you don't forgive, you're going to judge. So if I bless, I'm not judging. I'm not building up any more, grievances uh, within me that, I need to now figure out how to relieve myself of them. Does that make sense?
It does. When you first came across that, when you first came across what the course was asking you to do, uh, sometimes that can be taken as, well, what a huge sense of relief. And other ways it can be like, well, I'm not going to do that. That's too much.
Right.
Ask me to forgive this person who, literally did the worst thing imaginable to me.
Right.
Um, and or some people will throw in a historical figure. I can't forgive
Right.
that person. Um, but that's exactly what the course is saying.
Yeah.
What was it for you? Was it a relief, or was it? I don't know about this.
Well, at first it really didn't make sense. I mean, it took time. It's a process. It's almost like osmosis that comes into us. And I think the more we do this, and the forgiveness component just sorts of seeps into us, and all of the other you know harsh thoughts that I've had about anyone, they'll eventually just fall away. I don't have to practice forgiveness. Forgiveness practices me.